All right, here we are. Golf Clash. Yes, yes. Here we are. Let's let's think about our current tournament. We got the development team here. We're with the management team. I've got the executive management team here. We've got proposals that have gone through our legal department. We're all good to go. We've got some recommendations on what we can do to increase the bottom line. Now, we've talked to some people. Well, the first of all, anybody in the audience here, anybody in the room who brings up anything about what players want or any of that stuff, I just got to tell you, your job is going to be on the line because we're not interested in what players want. We're interested in, we want good stuff, and we can't leave this in the hands of our, I call them users, suckers. That term that we use internally, we want to quit using that. We want to make sure that doesn't get out into the general public sphere. So we'll call them users. So the first thing that our team is here to approve today is the new signage out on the course. Now, we're a fairly small company. We've got hundreds of employees, and this has gone through several tiers to get to this point. So we know it's vetted. We know everybody's done their due diligence, and the executive team agrees that this is probably, next to sliced bread, this is probably the greatest thing. But let's look at what we did here. We were able to look at the statistical data, and we've shown, since the game came out, since this hole was brand new, a few idiots have tried to hit it in a different direction, and some suckers have laid it. Users have laid it up. But 98% of the people that play this hole are trying to get up into this area. Now, if you play the game, and I realize that everybody in the room doesn't play the game. I know you act like you do, but we all know. We all know that we put the game on and we went through the little promo screen and we went through all that stuff, and so we can say that we've played the game. But most people try and hit up here, and the users out there who are playing this are always trying to get their balls in spots where it's the closest to the cup. So they're always trying to hit up into this front area. Now, what we propose here in our deal is we're going to take and cut this in half. This is the good side, and this is the bad side. And we're going to put some signs right out here. So if they hit over to this side right here, because, hey, if you wanted the shortest distance to the hole, you should have been on this side. If you're over here, what were you thinking? You're like 6 inches, 8 inches. Well, the way we measure it, 24 yards further out. And so you put yourself there. We didn't put yourself there. You put yourself there. But we'll put those signs out there. I think it's great. These people, they thought they hit out into the fairway. They got their ball out there. And now they're going to be able to appreciate the work that our team has done by putting, those signs right there, because that's where they hit. Now I'm only going to do one more of these holes. Hole number 9. Our statistical data shows, since we've changed this hole, but just in case somebody forgot that we changed the hole and they come out here and they try and play it like it was when it originally came out, it's super important that we put some signs over here, because this is the area that they used to hit to back in the day before we changed the hole. But our statistics show that unless they bring out a big ball, and here's the deal, if they bring out a big ball, you don't have to worry about this. So if you don't like the signs, bring out a bigger ball. That way you can put yourself over here. Now, we don't want them to get too, okay, let's be a little fair here. They get their ball out here, so they brought out a bigger ball and they got out here. We don't want them to just have an unimpeded view to get to the green. We don't want to be that unfair, so we'll put a sign out here so that we can kind of block that shot if they wanted to really go for the green. But our statistics show that almost every player out there on this particular hole is trying to hit their ball and it's really strange why they do this, but everybody's trying to hit their ball in this direction. Like they use this fairway. They either try and get over, and they used a bigger ball, which is what we want, or they bounce it over here. Now, if they bounce it over from here and they run it forward, our statistics and historical data show that, this is their landing area right here. So I think it's really important that we dot this area with signs, because if they're right up against the rough right there, which is like a really good, they think it's a good spot, but hey, you got too close to the rough. Right? It's not my fault. You put your ball there. Playdemic didn't put your ball there. You put your ball there. Okay? So there's nobody to blame but themselves if there's a problem. But it'll be better for us if they can see those signs right there. So I think we got the sign thing taken care of. Now we'll be able to make a little bit of cheddar, and we'll drag our feet on it, and we'll see. But I think it'll be fine. But so let's move on to our next. What else has the development team been working on? Oh yeah. Let's talk about who's here doing the development on the whole stuff. Let's watch. This is how we anticipate that it's going to work. Okay, right there. Okay, now the ball here, look at it. The marlin on the ball is in the center of the ball. So the center of the ball is right there where the marlin sign's at. And at this point, the ball is in the hole. But I'm not sure. I really think what we need to do here, because our users, they really love our graphics. And what the design team has proposed here is that we give them what they're looking for. We give them some pizzazz, because like what we could do right here is, because that ball's in the hole, we could allow it to drop into the hole. But because it's so close to the edge, we have a great opportunity here to use our programming skills. And you can see how, now here's how it would work, is if we have a hole and here's the ground and the ball falls in the hole, no, we don't want that. What we want is, we want the ball to be able to hit the edge, and because of our physics, it's a sharp edge. Here's the hole. The ball falls in the hole. Once it gets into the gravity well, no matter what it is here, it's going into the hole. What we could do is we could flatten out this edge so that instead of the cut being like this, where it's just a sharp edge and the ball falls in the hole, it gets caught in the gravity well. What we could do is we'll make it look like this. But what it really looks like, because what we'll do is we'll make the grass there on the edge so that it looks tall and it looks flat. But what the hole really looks like is this. And so that way, when they get caught on that edge, they can funnel around. And because the edge compresses, at some point the edge will snap back out. And when it snaps back out, that'll give us that effect of being able to pop the ball out. Now, let me demo. The development team has put this together so that we can really kind of see the look. Okay, there's one, there's two, and it spins around. Now, I know NASA has not been able to do that and be able to get out of the gravity well, because they got a satellite up there, and once the Earth's gravity starts bringing it towards the surface, unless they use their jets or something on it, or some kind of propulsion, it's going to land on the Earth. But we don't need to worry about that, because we've got that little area right there that'll pop back out, and it'll pop the ball back out of the hole. And we've been toying with making it go around the circle like 8 or 9 times, but it would take a little bit more time. So we've decided that 2 on that will be more than enough. Now, I know that the ball was 3/4 of the way already in the hole. The ball, think about it. The ball is in the hole, but but because of that compression, and that is something that we've been working on for a long time, and I think that our users are going to love it. They're going to absolutely love that. That's just going to, I think it's going to revolutionize the game. I mean, come on. Now, we have some other ones that haven't been implemented yet. And we're in that final stage where we've gone through everything and we just need a rubber stamp from the executive team. And I'm pretty excited about them. But here's one. Now, I think that, hold on one second. There it is. I think that what we need here is some kind of an emoji. Like we have this perfect circle. And they're looking at it all the time. Now, what we could do is like right here, like they're way off to the side. Then the emoji starts laughing like, wow, that's not going to be good. And then as it gets closer to the center, the emoji just starts to smile or grin and gets excited. And so we can use that as our shot. We can use the emoji as our shot instead of having the rings. I just can't believe that we haven't come up with this or figured this out yet. I mean, this right here, I really think that this right here might revolutionize our game. I mean, I can't think of another single thing that we've done to this game that would be as significant and as impactful as something like this, because we're allowing them to see our emotions and feel good about it. So when they hit that perfect shot, they get those smiley, grinny ass teeth and stuff. And, that's going to make our users happy. And so I'm going to say that my vote on the executive team is that we should implement this. Anybody else in favor? Aye. Yes, unanimous. All right. How long can we get the development team to be working on that? Yeah. I did some research about, weird things that happen on golf courses, and we've got this course out here that we're missing out, because one of the biggest problems that people have in real golf when they're out there is dealing with animals. You get alligators on the course, and you get kangaroos and monkeys and you name it, depending on where you're at in the world, you can get those on there. And occasionally user's ball will get stolen by an animal. And I'm thinking that maybe we should incorporate some birds or some kind of animal that, it doesn't have to do it every time, but you're on certain holes and there's a certain percentage chance that you're going to hit out there and end up in the middle of the fairway, and a pelican's going to fly by and grab your ball and you're going to be out of bounds. So, it happens. It happens in the real world. It should happen here. And we've been missing the boat. And I think a lot of our users have really been wanting this because, they want that realistic feel of what it feels like to be out there on the golf course. And I will tell you, this is impactful. I mean, impactful. I think we should do it. I mean, who else on the executive team thinks we should send this to the development department and let's get going on this? Who else? Aye. Okay, unanimous vote. Excellent. Another problem that I've seen, and hold on, let me get it up here. Hold on, let me get the slides going. Our technical staff is slacking. All right, so one thing that's happening a lot on golf courses all around the world is they get, ecological stuff happens, and what we have here are sinkholes. I mean, this is something that golf courses have to worry about, and we've been out for 7 years, and I don't know that we've implemented sinkholes. I mean, how can we have all these courses and not one time in the last 7 years we haven't had sinkhole events where we've had a sinkhole? So what I'm proposing is, and this is where it would be really cool. Okay, we could kind of go back to the beginning days where the people who played first had an advantage in tiebreakers. And I know that we took that out of the game and we made it more fair so that it's all based on score and shit that you shoot, but that's all bullshit. Users, need to understand that this is real, okay? And we get like half the people that play, and then on like hole number 6, we got a sinkhole, and so now we're having those areas that you would lay up out there in the fairway are gone because there's a big ass sinkhole right in the middle. Of course, we want to make sure and put signs up around it, but that way that they have to hit into the rough, or they're just going to have to abandon that hole and not get a score on that hole. And I know that you should have played earlier. That's all I can tell you. I mean, that's the deal. But I really think that we should implement some kind of disasters that happen out on the course, where we get that river that breaks through the bunker, or we already have some bunkers on Greenock Point, like for instance, where like the bunker is in one area, but the sand has gotten shit. The sand covers half the course because the sand's gotten out of the course. I think we need to start getting this water out of these lakes and start getting it out on the course. And these sinkholes and stuff, I mean, this is really gonna make our game a lot more realistic, and so we can really get our users to get involved with it and feel that passion of just being out there. Oh yes. How many people on the executive team would like us to implement I think we should do a study on this. I'm thinking maybe 40 employees for the next 6 months. How many people on the executive committee are, okay, unanimous, yes. Now, this one right here, Gordon came up with this, and I got to tell you, this right here is, I will tell you, this right here is the greatest thing since sliced bread. I mean, I think that this is just amazing. Now, let's look at it. Let's look at it. Hold on. All right, we have our image up here. Now, for some reason, and I'm not sure, because I wasn't on the original executive team. I mean, we weren't here at the time. I mean, come on. Those people, anybody who like started the game and had passion for it and played and stuff, those people are long gone. Come on. You got the A team now. This is a prime example. We have, since the game came out, always had wind that runs on one plane. So the wind's either going, the wind's going forward or going back or going to the left or the right or in some angle on that, but it's always on one plane. It's really kind of a two-dimensional deal. Now, what we're thinking is that we need to implement upward wind and downward wind. So when you're taking the shot, it's not 3-5 going forward. I think our users would call that, is that a tailwind? Is that what they call that in golf? It's a tailwind? Yeah, okay, so this would be a tailwind, but what would happen? Just imagine if that wind was going down. Now that's going to add a twist, something that they aren't used to. How are they going to adjust for that? Because this ball's going to get pushed down. But the flip side is we could have it go up. Right? We could start having up and down wind instead of wind that's just running in a direction. I mean, that's a whole new deal. Now, what we could do is one shot, they have an upward forcing wind, and then 5 minutes later, because on the average golf course, it's like 5 minutes between shots. And I can tell you the course marshal will come out there and start yelling at you if you're taking a bunch of time and the course is busy. They want you to move. They want you to move. That's why it's always fun. That's why it's so important, because during that 5 minutes, shit can change. I mean, we can go from a nice sunny day to a freaking hurricane conditions in 5 minutes. And I don't know about you guys, but I love playing in tornadoes. I love playing in those days when the wind's going like this, because that way what could happen is if I get caught, I actually could get my ball caught up in it, and I actually might be able to gain some distance. That's right. But that's only if you're skilled. Most of our users aren't that skilled. But I really think this up and down wind is going to revolutionize the game. I mean, it's going to make Golf Clash, I think the pros will probably quit playing. real golf and start playing this because of the realism of the up and down wind. And let's get rid of this wind only running on one plane, and let's start getting more three-dimensional, so that we're in a sphere here, and maybe the wind is not only going in a forward direction, but it's going upwards, so it's bouncing off the ground and then going up. Or maybe the wind is going down, so we're getting a 3-5 forward wind, but we'll have another number here, and it'll be 2-6, and 2-6 tells you that the wind's rolling down out while it's rolling forward. This is going to be... Who on the executive team here votes? Anybody want us to do some... Yeah. Okay, unanimous. All right. So I think we've implemented successfully some stuff. And yeah, I think it's doing great. I mean, it's doing great. Absolutely great. Just absolutely fantastic. I know that users that are out there, I think there's been a couple of people that have complained about the signage on these courses, but where is my photo of... I know that there's been some complaints, but we can't listen to these people. And I'm using that term loosely. I mean people, right? I mean users. I mean, we can't be. We don't do that. Okay, we've got some great ideas in the pipe, and I just can't wait till they get implemented. That's the whole deal. I think our users are going to be just absolutely just thrilled with the new changes that we're going to make. So I just wanted to put this out to let everybody know that we're on track. We're doing really good. We're going to steam on ahead with our new programming stuff, so that we can get our development team on it, and we'll keep coming up with those great ideas. Thanks for attending.